Welcome to Clara Compliance Chronicles.
Hey there, and welcome to a deep dive curated just for you.
We're going to be unpacking everything about Clara.
The pharmacy platform you've been hearing so much about.
Right.
You've clearly done your homework sending over all these articles and research.
On this platform, aiming to, and I quote, turbocharge your pharmacy.
Yeah.
Now, that's a bold claim.
It is.
So we've brought in our resident pharmacy tech expert to separate
The hype from the reality.
Yeah. It's a catchy tagline for sure, but what's interesting to me is how
Clara seems to be tackling the real everyday challenges pharmacists face.
head on,
It's,
especially when it comes to efficiency.
Okay, so let's dive right into that.
One of the things that jumped out from the materials you sent over.
Is Clara's electronic controlled drug register.
Right.
It seems like they're taking aim at a system.
That's been notoriously clunky and paper-based.
Yeah.
For those of us who haven't spent time behind a pharmacy counter,
Can you paint a picture of what that actually looks like?
and why it's such a pain point for pharmacies.
Imagine a busy Friday afternoon at a pharmacy,
The phone's ringing, there's a line of people waiting.
and a patient needs their controlled medication urgently.
On top of that, the pharmacist has to maintain this incredibly detailed log.
The CD register for every single transaction.
Uh-huh.
Traditionally, this has been a painstakingly manual process.
With pharmacists scribbling entries into massive paper registers.
It's time-consuming, prone to errors.
And a real headache when it comes to audits.
So Clara's solution is to digitize all of that.
Exactly.
With Clara's electronic CD register, that same scenario I described.
Becomes significantly smoother. The pharmacist can verify the prescription electronically,
Yeah.
check their inventory in real time, and update the CD register with just a few clicks.
All while the patient waits.
And because it's all digital, generating reports for audits.
Becomes infinitely easier.
And what about those testimonials we saw?
For pharmacists who are actually using Clara.
Yeah.
There was one that called it a revolution.
And another mentioned how much time they save by not duplicating entries. It seems like integration with existing systems like Analyst.
Titan and ArcWeb is a big part of that.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
For those unfamiliar, these are pharmacy management record systems, or PMRs.
Essentially the backbone of a pharmacy's operations.
Okay.
Now imagine trying to implement a new system that doesn't talk to your existing PMR,
You'd be stuck manually transferring information back and forth.
which defeats the purpose of having a streamlined digital workflow.
Right.
Clara's seamless integration with these PMR systems is critical
Because it eliminates that extra layer of work, saving pharmacists time.
and reducing the risk of errors.
So it's not just about replacing paper with a digital version.
It's about how that digital solution fits into the existing pharmacy ecosystem.
Precisely. And that's what makes Clara particularly interesting.
It's not just about digitizing one aspect of pharmacy management,
It's about creating a platform that streamlines and connects various aspects of the workflow.
which brings us to the next point, because Clara isn't just about the CD register, right?
We've just scratched the surface of what this platform can do.
You mentioned earlier that Clara is building out this whole platform. So it's not just about the essentials like the CD register.
Right.
What other features are they offering that might have caught your eye?
Well, one area where Clara is really innovating is appointment booking.
Okay.
Think about it, even in today's digital age, booking a flu shot or a consultation.
At a pharmacy often involves phone calls and trying to find a time that works.
Yeah.
Clara streamlines that entire process.
So we're talking about bringing that book everything online convenience to the pharmacy.
Exactly.
What does that actually look like for the patient and for the pharmacy itself?
With Clara, pharmacies can offer online booking directly through their website,
Okay.
or even a dedicated mobile app. Patients can view available slots, schedule appointments at their convenience.
And even receive automated reminders
Yeah.
from the pharmacy's perspective.
This translates to better schedule management, reduced no-shows,
Uh-huh.
and even the ability to collect payment up front for certain services.
That's interesting because it speaks to a larger trend we're seeing across healthcare.
This shift towards patient empowerment and convenience,
Right.
people are used to managing their lives digitally, so it makes sense.
That they'd expect the same level of seamlessness from their healthcare providers.
Absolutely. And this focus on patient-centric solutions.
Is evident in another key feature Clara offers: repeat prescription ordering.
Right.
No more having to call in refills or physically visit the pharmacy for every prescription renewal.
With Clara, patients can manage their repeat prescriptions directly through the app,
Okay.
request refills as needed, and even track their order status.
This feels like it would be particularly impactful for patients managing chronic conditions.
who rely on regular medication.
Right.
It takes a lot of the hassle out of what can be a time-consuming
Yeah.
and often stressful process.
Right, and it aligns with the way we manage so much of our lives now.
Just like you might set up automatic refills for household essentials through a subscription service.
Okay.
Clara brings that same level of ease and automation to medication management,
It's interesting to see how Clara balances these patient-facing features.
with tools designed to improve pharmacy operations behind the scenes.
Yeah.
For example, the material you sent mentioned Clara's compliance log features.
Right.
It's not the most glamorous aspect of running a pharmacy.
But it's obviously crucial.
Absolutely critical and often a major pain point.
We're talking about everything from fridge temperature logs and responsible pharmacist records to error logs and staff training documentation. These logs are essential for maintaining compliance.
And ensuring patient safety, but managing them manually can be incredibly tedious and time-consuming.
So how does Clara streamline that process?
Clara provides a centralized digital platform for all of these compliance requirements.
Okay.
Instead of dealing with stacks of paper or trying to manage spreadsheets,
Pharmacists can input data directly into the system. This not only saves time,
but also reduces the risk of human error,
plus having all of this information readily accessible in digital format.
makes audits significantly less painful,
So from what we've seen, Clara offers a pretty comprehensive suite of tools.
covering everything from core pharmacy operations to patient engagement and compliance.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the question on everyone's mind is,
How accessible is all of this from a cost perspective?
we've talked about the potential of Clara to transform pharmacy operations and enhance the patient experience, but,
For pharmacy owners and managers, the bottom line is always a key consideration.
right.
So let's talk pricing.
Okay.
How does Clara approach this, and is it realistic for pharmacies of all shapes and sizes?
One of the things that impressed me when researching Clara is their flexible pricing structure.
They've opted for a modular approach,
Yeah.
meaning pharmacies only pay for the specific features they need and use.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all, which makes sense. Given
Right.
the diversity within the pharmacy world, you could have a small independent pharmacy.
With very different needs and budget constraints than a large retail chain.
Exactly. With Clara, a pharmacy just starting out might choose to implement the electronic CD register.
And the appointment booking system. As they grow and their needs evolve,
Okay.
they can seamlessly add on other modules, like the repeat prescription service or the comprehensive compliance tools.
This allows pharmacies to scale their use of technology in a way that aligns with their budget and long-term goals.
That's a smart strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And it speaks to a commitment to meeting pharmacies where they're at.
Rather than trying to fit everyone into the same box. What about contracts and commitments?
Is there anything in the materials that gives us a sense of Clara's approach there?
From what I gathered, flexibility seems to be a core part of their philosophy.
They offer a free trial period so pharmacies can test drive the platform and see if it's the right fit for their workflow. And there are no long-term contracts to contend with. They operate on a month-to-month basis.
That's a powerful signal to potential customers. It suggests that they're confident enough in their product to let it speak for itself.
Absolutely. And it minimizes the risk for pharmacies who might be hesitant to commit to a new system long-term.
They can try it out, see how it integrates with their existing operations, and make an informed decision.
And speaking of long-term vision, one phrase that stood out to me in the materials was continuous development.
Yeah.
What does that tell us about how Clara views its role in the ever-evolving world of pharmacy?
To me, it indicates that they're not just building a static product,
But creating a dynamic platform that will adapt and grow alongside the needs of the industry.
Okay.
The pharmacy landscape is constantly changing new regulations, evolving patient expectations, advancements in technology.
And Clara seems to be positioning itself as a partner that will help pharmacies navigate those changes effectively.
That partnership aspect is key, isn't it? It's not just about providing a piece of software,
Right.
but about understanding the complexities of the pharmacy world.
And working collaboratively to address challenges and leverage opportunities.
Precisely. And that collaborative spirit is further emphasized by Clara's partnership with the NPA.
The National Pharmacy Association. This suggests that they're committed to working within the existing pharmacy ecosystem.
Not trying to disrupt it from the outside.
It's about empowering pharmacies, not replacing them.
Exactly. And ultimately, it's the patients who stand to benefit the most from this technology-driven evolution.
Imagine a future where managing your medications is as seamless as ordering groceries online or booking a ride through an app.
Okay.
That's the kind of future Clara is helping to create.
A future where technology empowers both pharmacy professionals and the patients they serve.
making the entire experience more efficient, convenient, and patient-centered. It's been fascinating taking this deep dive with you.
Unpacking not just the features of this platform, but also its potential to reshape the pharmacy experience as we know it.
It has.
And to our listener, if this glimpse into the future of pharmacy has piqued your interest,
We encourage you to explore further. Until next time, keep those minds curious and stay informed.
Thank you for tuning in. Visit getclara.uk to learn more about how Clara, the leading electronic controlled drug register, can help your pharmacy stay compliant and efficient.